To another episode of Baphomet Bible. This is episode 118. The Church of Jory Richard. This video is called Samson and Delilah. The story about Samson. Not Samsung, like the brand. Samson. I like the way, I think it's Judges chapter 16. It starts out, it says, Samson saw a harlot and went in onto her. So Samson, right off the bat, he really wasn't that great of a judge with women. And then he met Delilah. And this fucking woman was trying to stab him in the back from the beginning. Have you ever been in a relationship with a girl where you knew that she wasn't good for you? That she didn't have your best interest at heart? That she was a backstabbing snake? Well, that would be Delilah. It just shows you that you could be blinded and you can just be all into this woman, Delilah. And meanwhile, she's just trying to sell you out and fuck your shit up. So the Philistines kept coming to Delilah and saying, find out what Samson's weakness is so then we can overthrow him and then imprison him and fuck his shit up. And then she's like, okay, I'm gonna find out. It's almost like Delilah was fucking Samson's enemy. And Samson's enemy's like, man, when you gonna sell out Samson? Tell me, what is his weakness? So Delilah kept on poking at him, trying to figure out what is Samson's weakness. And he was lying to her. He's like, well, my weakness is when you bind me with rope and then you tie me up, then I won't be able to get out. And then people will come and slay me. So this woman actually ties him up with a rope and then calls his enemies. Samson's tied up. Come out right now and kill him. If you really want him, I tied him up. Everything's set. But then he would break free, and then he would kick the shit out of the Philistines. And she did another thing. And then the Philistines are like, why do you make us look stupid? Like, find out what the fuck Samson's weakness is. So then he told her another thing. He's like, when you strap me in the chair and then pour oil all over me and get my body all greasy, then I lose my power. I don't know. That's not what really happened. But put it this way. He kept lying to her and telling her some crazy shit. And then she would do it to him. She would tie up fucking Samson, put him up on the thing. Whatever thing. I don't know. You know what I mean. Something. She kept on poking at him, trying to find it, just relentless. Kept on asking him, what is your weakness? Now, why does this woman keep asking me what my weakness is? And then when I tell her, yeah, my weakness is when you tie me up with rope and then call my enemies and then say, hey, Samson's tied up. And then the fucking enemies show up and they want to kill me and then I just break free. Don't you know better that this woman is not good for you, that she's just trying to sell you out to your enemies? But she caught him off guard. She just kept on asking him over and over and over again, what is your weakness? And maybe he was drinking some Don Julio, but he eventually told her. He's like, I took the Nazarite vow. A razor has never graced my head. I got long fucking hair. That's where my power lies. It's in my hair. So then it says that he opened up his whole heart onto her. And then she told the Philistines, Samson has told me his whole heart, and he said that his power lies in his hair. If we could just shave his head, then he will lose his power. And sure enough, He was sleeping. They shaved his fucking head, cut his hair off, and he lost his power. And then he became a slave, and then they stuck their fingers in his eyes and blinded him. Thank you, Delilah, for being a good girlfriend and selling me out and telling the Philistines, my enemies, exactly what my weakness was. I don't know why I trusted you when it was obvious that you were just trying to fuck me over. Obvious, it's such a great word, right? It's just obvious. Obvious that eating vegan isn't helping you. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Fucking hypocrite. So they cut his hair off. They blinded him. Then he was between the two pillars of the temple. And then he prayed and he said, give me the strength just this one time. And then he pushed down the pillars. And then the whole building fell on him and all of his enemies. And he killed more people right then and there than his whole entire life combined. So he really got even with those motherfucking Philistines. Too bad Delilah wasn't up in the house. She's probably out whoring, being a little slut that she was. Isn't it fascinating that there's a story in the Bible about a man that he gets his hair cut off and then he loses his power? There's power in your hair. It isn't just for looks. We're the only species that hair is bursting out the top of our head. That's our immune system bursting out. So is hair just for looks? Or is there a scientific reason? I believe it's... Oh, I thought my fucking phone was... I hate when I'm making a video and then people call me. It pisses me off so much. Dude, just leave me the fuck alone. You know what I'm doing. You know what I'm fucking doing. What the fuck? Leave me alone. Okay, so first thing they do when you join the army, they cut your hair. What they did to the Jews, they cut their hair. What they did to the slaves, they cut their hair off. You're taught at a young age that cutting your hair is okay, and then you look at kids just crying when they get their first haircut. They don't want their hair cut. Because there's power in your hair. Once you cut it off, you're missing information. Your intuition is knocked to a low level. You're not going to be picking up on shit. Your hair is a transmitter. It's connecting to the sun. It's definitely connecting. It's receiving messages. Black people hair, it has zinc and copper in it. They got the best transmitters. Their hair is transmitting. That is the scientific purpose of it. When you cut it off, you don't have any fucking transmission. You're not receiving any messages. So keep growing your hair, and then when people tell you, well, why are you growing it so long? Well, I want to look like a human being, and I'm not a fucking slave. I'm not a Jew, or I'm not in the army. I'm not a slave from World War I or II, whenever the fuck that shit happened. Who knows? I wasn't educated in school. I don't know shit. The whole purpose of the school was to not give me any skills, and then once I get out, I'm completely not prepared for the world. You didn't teach me about money, even though everyone loves money and that's all that they care about. But the schools don't teach you about money, even though all that people care about is money, selling their soul for it. But the schools don't teach you about it, because if they did, then you'd make wise choices, and then you wouldn't be a slave, and someone wouldn't be profiting off of you. But that was the whole purpose, to make a slave. That's why you went to church when you were young. So when Samson got his hair cut off, he lost his power. So you ain't cutting my fucking hair off, Delilah. And I need to watch out because these women, you know, you'll be going out with some girl and you know that she's not good for you and she's a backstabbing agent of the Matrix. But then you just put up with her anyways because she has a good body. You're coping with something within yourself and you're afraid to be alone. So you end up putting up with this parasitic woman that just is trying to trap you and then sell you out to your enemies. So your hair, it isn't just for looks. There's a scientific reason for it. And once we grow it long, we'll start receiving beneficial things. You're going to start realizing things that other people cannot possibly see. And it has to do with your hair, sending out a message, connecting to God only knows what. It's connecting to the source, channeling information, and your intuition will be high. You'll be able to see things. Why do you think black women, they're told that their hair isn't beautiful, so then they shave their whole entire head and then they wear fake hair? There's beauty supply stores in the ghetto. That fucking makes me sick, man. This one girl that I work with, she's really pretty, but she was wearing a weave yesterday, and it was like albino. It was white. Black woman wearing white hair. And it's like, what the fuck? Just grow your hair naturally. Your hair is there for a specific reason. Maybe if you grew your hair long, well then you wouldn't be waiting tables at a fucking retirement home, getting treated like a piss-on, fucking slave. You'll be receiving different information that when you apply it to your life, it'll put you in a different place. And you'll be successful and going down the right route. What is success? Success is when I'm living out my purpose. And fuck the money. I'm so sick about hearing about money. I want to get rich. I want the money just so I can just not have it roll over me. Just enough, have $1 million, and then leave me the fuck alone. And it's so easy to get. You could make $1 million in 2 months. You put it in the right stock. But if you don't have the right program running in your mind, you're not going to see the opportunity when it comes. And then you won't have the balls to make the move. Then you'll be a failure. Failure to your family. Everyone just bitches at each other. Working jobs that they hate. Teaching your children to just whore yourself out for money and be a slave. And that's all that matters. And even if you're doing something that you don't like, well, that's okay because you're getting paid for it. You're getting paid for your time. Fuck that. Fuck your path. Your path is shit. You know nothing. You don't have occult knowledge. Occult just means hidden knowledge. Hidden knowledge is available freely. You could tap into it using the World Wide Web. We're on the internet. The age of information, we could find out anything. My mom tells me, you gotta take everything you see on the internet with a grain of salt. And obviously, eating a vegan diet isn't helping you. It disgusts me, Mom, how you could be so fucking stupid. And you really wouldn't be stupid if you just seeked. Just seek. Seek knowledge. Seek the truth. And you wouldn't be a fucking retard. But that's out of the question. They don't seek. Mom and Dad don't seek. They don't seek shit. Samson and Delialh. She let it. He got his hair cut and he lost his fucking power, man. There's a reason why black women, they shave their heads and they wear fake hair. That's to take away their power. The slaves, we would shave their head and that would get rid of their power. The fucking Jews in the Nazi death camps, we would shave their head and then it would take away their power. And then even in the army, we shave your head because that is how you lose your power and your intuition, and you're just going to believe whatever we fucking shout at you with. Fucking murderers. Anyone that joins the army is a fucking murderer. If you murder someone, you're a murderer. I mean, you come at me like I'm saying something drastic. Hey, if you fight for this country, you're a fucking murderer because you're killing people. Killing people for money. Doing it for money. Go fuck yourself, Dad. I ain't joining the Navy. I'm not understood. Not understood. Not loved. I have no one to believe in but myself. There is no savior coming for Brian. Brian has to be his own savior. And all I'm left with is nothing. But that's the reality. I'd rather believe the truth than just be caught up in a lie thinking everything's great. Jesus is coming back. Oh, hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Overcoming the grave. Blessed are you, brother. My brother in Christ. Just so full of shit. Keep on passing out those McDonald's coupons, Pastor Meese. You're of the truth. Keep on passing out the Jack Trick tracks. You're of the truth. You know what's going on. It just blows my mind. I can't believe people are that full of shit. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I really believe that there's something good in human beings where they care and they want the truth, but that's not the case. I have to believe that they're full of shit and they're stupid motherfuckers and they don't care for the truth whatsoever. They're ignorant pieces of shit. I have to believe that. And I don't want to believe that. I want to believe that there's something good in people and they want the truth. But by trial and error, and using the scientific method, I'm realizing people don't give a fuck. They don't care. They don't care about shit. What the fuck, man? I wish my mom and dad were smart. I wish they had knowledge to impart onto me. And then when I was young, I didn't look at them like they're God and their word is perfect and they know exactly what's going on because they're just as old as me. They haven't been on this earth that long and they're being fucked with. There's a major mind control program going on. And many people fall victim to it. And if it didn't work, the mind control shit wouldn't keep on going on, but it works so good. So that's why it keeps on going. That's why when you're watching the basketball game, they play the commercials and they just mind fuck the shit out of you. Just fuck you, every 5 minutes. Play those commercials and just play the same commercial 3 times and just repetition. Get that shit stuck in people's heads. Get them eating Taco Bell and Applebee's. Well, that's it. That's a wrap. Don't cut your fucking hair. That's where your power is. Samson lost all of his power when he cut his hair. He didn't cut his hair. Those fucking backstabbing pieces of shit that Delialh sent onto him. They cut his hair. So the military cuts your hair. Black women shave their heads and they wear fake hair. The slaves, the plantation owners made them shave their heads. The Jews in the concentration camps, their heads were shaven. Whenever you want to take away someone's power, you shave their fucking head. That's why I'm not cutting my hair, because I'm gonna be a human being. I'm gonna keep growing this beard, and people are like, you know, it's time for you to shave your beard. It's time. It's time, according to you. Go fuck yourself. I'm a human being. I'm gonna look like a human being. And if I smell, well, then that's my aura. So deal with it. I'm not buying deodorant for $8 a bottle just so you can be satisfied with who I am. You better accept me for who I am. I'm not taking showers in this fucking chemical cocktail that's coming out of the faucet. It's not H2O. It has tons of shit in it. Chlorine, arsenic, many other compounds found on the periodic table of elements. So that would make it not H2O. It's some weird fucking huge concoction. So forgive me if I stink a little bit, because I don't want that shit touching my body. I don't want it to fuck up my brain. I want to be thinking clearly. Maybe I should just take showers and eat the pork. Just go along with the flow, because then I'll be happy and I'll just mix in with all these stupid motherfuckers. But I don't want to. I want to be able to think. I want the truth. I want the fucking truth. I don't want to be living in lies. It's like all these other people, they just love the lies. Just eat it up. I can't be like that. And if I'm miserable because of it, well then so be it. I'm not going to be eating up your fucking lies and believing lies and just go along with the flow. It's like the Matrix movie. The guy that sold everyone out, he knew that was fake. Cypher. He knew that steak was fake. He said, you know, when I eat this steak, it's going to send a signal into my brain saying that it's delicious, that it's succulent. And I know that it's an illusion. And then he took a bite and he said, but you know what? Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. Maybe I should just become an ignorant motherfucker to just be happy. This is Baphomet Bible, episode number 118. The Church of Jory Richard. Samson and Delilah. Thank you for watching.